Welcome to Vima Learning. Let's break down another key GCSE maths question. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a revision hack. Ready? Let's get started.
Today we are looking at prime factors. Now, what are prime factors? Prime factors are simply prime numbers that we multiply together to give us another number. And of course, we know that prime numbers are numbers that only have two factors, 1 and themselves. So let's say, for instance, 2 is a prime number, 3 is a prime number, 5 is a prime number, and 7 is a prime number. Reason being that 2, 3, 5, and 7 can only be divided by 1 and themselves. So now let's look at the question. Write 60 as a product of its prime factors. Same thing as saying express 60 as a product of its prime factors. Now, a simple way to go about this is to try to divide 60 until we get to 1. So putting 60 in a tabular form and trying to divide it until we get to 1. Now, we should take note that we are only allowed to use prime numbers in this division. So you can only use prime numbers in this division. Also, when using these prime numbers, we should make sure that we completely divide into 60 without having a remainder. So we can only use prime numbers that will divide into 60 without any remainder. So now, the lowest or the least prime number that we can use is 2. And that's because 2 can go into 60 without a remainder. 2 into 60, we have 30. Now, we can still use 2 because 30 can be divided by 2 without any remainder. So when we use 2 into 30, we have 15. Now, at this point, we can no longer use 2 because 15 divided by 2 will give us a remainder. So we have to look at the next prime number, and the next prime number is 3. Now, can 3 go into 15 without a remainder? Yes, it can. So we use 3. 3 into 15, we have 5. At this point also, we can no longer use 3 because 5 divided by 3 will give us a remainder. So the next prime number picks itself, which is 5. 5 into 5, we have 1. So remember that when you get to 1, you stop. Now all the numbers on the left hand side of the table now become the numbers we use to express 60. So 60 is now equals to 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. So all the numbers that you used on the left hand side of the table will now be the numbers that you use to represent the number in question, 60. So 60 is equals to 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. We can leave our answer like this, but being that we can still make it a little bit neat by putting it in index form, we're going to do that. So since we have 2 2's, that will now become 2 to the power of 2 times 3 times 5. So this is the way to put something in index form. If you have 3 2's, it's going to be 2 to the power of 3. If you have 3 3's, it's going to be 3 to the power of 3. So this is how we answer questions like this. So if you are told to express any number as a product of its prime factors, you first of all divide the number until you get to 1. Then all the prime numbers you used in the division will now be used to represent that number.
Thanks for learning with Vima Academy. To stay ahead in your studies and join our community of successful students, check out vimalearning.com. You can also find daily study hacks on our Instagram and TikTok at Vima Learning. Don't forget to like and subscribe to simplify your learning journey.